This is the orientation video for Dftg 1405 for the summer of 2020. If you're watching this in a different semester, the information in the syllabus will be different, but you can find your syllabus in Blackboard and see the latest information. The syllabus is available in Blackboard, and what it's going to list is the synonym for the course and the section number and the office hours, and this semester this course is entirely online. I will be holding Google meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:15 to 3:15. And by the way, my name is Douglas Smith, and I'm the department chair of the Architectural and Engineering Computer-Aided Design program at ACC. Now, when I say that I'll be holding these online Google meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, what I mean by that is I will set up a Google meeting, and you may have experience with that. It's like Zoom, or there's some other software programs out there that allow these meetings, WebEx, for example. And I will send you an invitation each day, and actually I'll send it the day before, with a link that you can click on, which will take you to the Google Meet. And at the Google Meet, I will talk about new information, and also I can share my screen with you. I can show you how to use CAD. We can talk about new concepts, but also you can share your screen with me and ask questions. So you'll see how that works as we get further into the semester. There are no formal prereqs for this course, but I always say that a burning desire to learn to create great technical drawings will be very useful. The instructional methodology is 100% online. There will be a mandatory online orientation meeting on Tuesday, June the 2nd from 1:15 until possibly 3:15. I don't know if it'll run that long or not. And then after that, I will conduct live online meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays, as I said, from 1:15 to 3:15. Whenever possible, videos will be recorded and posted to Blackboard. But I think it's by far the best idea is to be present at the online meetings. And there'll be days when I don't have anything for you to do because you'll be working on a project. And so I will still be online, but I'll send an email out telling you that we're not doing anything new. And so you could, if you only want to attend that meeting, if you have questions, that will be fine. A big hurdle in this class is meeting the technology that's required, and this is in your syllabus, and you can find the syllabus in Blackboard, so you can always click on Blackboard and see all of this. You don't have to have what I'm showing you in the video. It's very important that you're able to download a free student version of AutoCAD 2020 onto your computer. And in order to do that, your computer has to have certain requirements, like Windows 10 operating system and certain speed requirements and things like that. You can click in your syllabus, on the online syllabus anyway, and you can go see some of those, or go to the Autodesk.com website. You can see what's required. Now, you'll also have to have internet access. What I recommend is that you have 2 monitors set up on. So if you have a laptop, you could just purchase an additional monitor, probably get one for $125. But what that enables you to do is have a video on one screen and have AutoCAD open on the other, instead of toggling back and forth between them all the time, because a lot of the instructional materials you're going to have in this course are going to be in the form of a video. And so that's what I have at my house. I have 2 monitors set up side by side, and I'm running off a laptop. So I've got this crazy wires going everywhere, but that's what I have to do. But that's the way I'm set up at my office too at ACC. If you don't have the technology required for this course, ACC does have a limited number of loaner laptops, but there's no guarantee that there will be any available, but you can certainly contact me as soon as possible to see if it's possible for you to get one. Okay, we always get the question, will this run on a Mac? If you have a good Mac, it might run, but you're going to have to set it up as a dual boot system more than likely, running Apple Boot Camp or something like that, and install. What we recommend is running that Windows operating system separately on your Mac. And so if you don't know how to do that, you're going to have to get some tech support, especially since we're not on campus to do that. So like I said, the technology requirements are steep, and if you don't have this technology, there's really not much point in continuing with this course, because you're going to be behind all the way. The required textbook is Technical Drawing 101 with AutoCAD 2020. You can order this through the ACC bookstore, and you can get free delivery on that. This is the link to the ACC bookstore right there. Again, I've listed all of this stuff with links in Blackboard. You also should have a good technical pencil. I recommend a Pentel P207 or a P209. The P209 is really good for sketching. It's a little thicker lead. You can get these at Office Depot or Miller Blueprint, wherever. You also definitely need to have a highlighter pen. I recommend pink or yellow. And you'll need those because you'll be marking drawings to make sure that you're catching everything that needs to go into the drawing, and a highlighter is the best way to do that. The entire curriculum is going to be presented in Blackboard, and Blackboard is what ACC uses as its learning management system. And so you will be required to be able to log into Blackboard. This means you're going to have to go into ACC's website and set up what's called an EID. And all you need to do is go to the ACC website, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But all the handouts, all the assignments, all the videos are going to be in Blackboard. So you're going to have access to that. You are required to access the instructional materials on a weekly basis, and more than likely almost a daily basis. For help setting up your EID, ACC Gmail, ACC Blackboard, you can contact a Learning Lab technician at any ACC Learning Lab. Now, their availability may be limited right now. We just don't know. So when you log into Blackboard for the first time, this is what the landing page looks like. And the landing page is for the gives you the information about the syllabus and the textbook. It will say Dftg 1405 on it right up here. But then over here on the side, I have these links for each chapter that we will be going through. And the first link you're going to be clicking on is the Chapter 1 curriculum. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But for example, your syllabus is up here, announcements are up here, contact information for me is up here. There will be due dates up here. You'll be able to link to see what your grades are. All of this in that left-hand menu that you're going to see in Blackboard. I will communicate with you only through ACC email. I'm required to do that by the college. I can't be sending email and communicating with you about your grades and things because they're considered private. I can't be doing that through your personal email if it's not the ACC Gmail. So everybody needs to create the ACC Gmail. And when you want to reach out to me with a question, you should send me your questions from your ACC Gmail account. Now, the other thing is I can't share information with anyone else without your permission, so keep that in mind. So if anybody writes me an email and says, hey, how's my son or daughter or whatever the situation is doing in the class, I'm going to write them back and say, I can't give you that information without your son or daughter's permission. And that goes for other than parents. It could be some organization that you're getting funding from or whatever. You have to give permission for me to talk with them. All right, so when you log into the ACC homepage, there's a link there that says Students. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to a page that will show you how to set up your Gmail. It will take you to the Blackboard link, and it will also show you how to set up your ACC EID. And the ACC EID is necessary to have to do pretty much anything at ACC as far as logging in. So that'll be your first step if you don't already have one. Grading for this course. Well, 70% of your daily grade, or 70% of your grade, comes from your daily work. And those are things like the drawings that we do in the first, I don't know, about 7 or 8 weeks of the course, where you're just learning CAD and learning about technical drawing. The last weeks of the course will be spent working on what we call a capstone project, and that will account for 30% of the course grade. So the first 70% is daily work. The last 30% is the capstone. And at that point, you'll be choosing between a mechanical working drawing project or an architectural working drawing project. That way you can choose a capstone that's more interesting to you. And by that time, you'll know which ones are more interested, because we're going to be doing projects that have a mechanical engineering sort of flavor to them, like machine parts, versus we'll also do some architectural stuff where we'll draw floor plans and things like that. So anyhow, that's how you get the grade. Like it says here, regular and timely participation in discussions and completion of work is expected of you. I can even lower your final grade if you submit projects late. But anyway, I expect to be in touch with you, even though this is an online course. I think it's important that I know what you're doing. If I don't hear from you for a while, I'm sure I'll send you an email and say, hey, what's going on? But it's really your responsibility to keep me in the loop. All right, so the grading uses a point system. Actually it's a final average at the end. When I grade your drawings, I give you a grade on it, not a letter grade, but like a 95 or an 85 or whatever it is. And then we average all that up, and you can see 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and 60 to 69 is a D, and fewer than 60 is an F. If you make a D or an F, it's considered not passing. And if you're going to be a major in the architectural and engineering computer-aided design program, you will need to repeat the course at that point. You need to make a C or better to move on. And we actually advise students, if you don't make at least a B in this course, you might want to repeat it anyhow before you go on to more advanced CAD courses, to make sure that you have a really strong foundation. Incomplete grades, these are when something happens that comes up where you cannot complete the course. We can extend your grade into the next semester, and you can finish the work and submit it and turn that into a letter grade. These only happen during extreme circumstances, so don't plan on getting it incomplete as you go into the course. Plan on finishing the course. Let's see. Oh, one thing I want to go back to. For the summer semester, for this summer, you will have the option of turning your grade into a pass or no pass. And that's something the ACC doesn't usually do, but they've done that because of the COVID crisis. And so let's say you make a C in this course and you don't want to have a C on your transcript forever. After I give you the C at the end of the semester, you'll be able to go in and change that to pass. Now, if I give you a D or an F, you'll have the option at the end of the semester to go in and change that to no pass. And so pass means you pass the course, but we don't factor anything into your grade point average at ACC. No pass means you didn't pass the course, but it does not penalize your grade point average. So I think that's an important distinction. Policy on late work. Late work could be penalized, maybe a letter grade or 10 points. And I'll always explain how that works as we get into a project and explain, what it would mean to get 10 points off for a late project. You will have a set due date that you need to hit. And again, it's nothing to worry about now. We'll get into that later. Academic integrity. In a course like this, especially when it's taught in a remote fashion or online like we are, it's, I think, extremely easy to share files with other students, or to get files maybe that were created from a student in another semester or something, and then send them to me as your own work. And that is considered a violation of academic integrity, and at the very least could result in you making an F in the course. So this is not something that you want to do ever, and I sure as heck don't want to have to deal with a cheating situation and accusing you of cheating, or maybe even having to accuse the other person, of, sometimes it's not clear who copied which file from whom, and so it's just one of those deals. So the reason I bring it up is I do not want to deal with this, so please don't do it. It's always better if you're running late on a project to just contact me and let me know, and maybe we can work something out. Okay, I have to apologize. I've got a cat meowing in my ear right now. I'm going to let her out the door. Just a second. All right, I'm back. So anyway, the consequences of getting caught submitting work that's not your own are listed in the syllabus, and you should be aware of those. This is not a big problem, but when it happens, it is definitely a problem. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So just keep that in mind. It's better to submit your own work, even if it means a lower grade, than to deal with an academic integrity issue. Tutoring, we will be offering free online tutoring. And when you go into Blackboard, you're going to see a link that says Get Help Now Tutor Link. And when you click on that, it's going to take you to a page that will list all of our online tutors, and it will say what time that they are available. And there's a button down here, and you're going to pick Join. Now, I think they use WebEx as the way that you join a meeting with an online tutor. So you may have to download the WebEx app onto your computer, but the directions for doing that will be available when you pick on Join the first time. I think it's going to take you to the directions for how to join the meeting. Now, once you join a meeting, you can share your screen with the tutor, or the tutor can share their screen with you, and hopefully you can work through any issues that you have. The tutors will generally say whether they're architectural or mechanical or whatever, but they'll also have a list of courses that they can help with. And of course, you are in Dftg 1405, so Joseph or anyone, pretty much any of our tutors can probably help you out with an issue in this course, Dftg 1405. The course calendar is approximately like this. We might move slower or faster, but classes 1 through 16 will work on daily work activities. Classes 17 through 20, you'll be working on the capstone project. And so in a normal semester, by that I mean if we were meeting face-to-face, we would be meeting 4 hours a day, twice a week. So that would be 8 hours. So when you look at the capstone project here, if you think of it as meeting the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th classes, that's 4 class meetings times 4, that's 16 hours. So if we were meeting in a normal semester, you would have 16 hours of class time to work on the capstone. Obviously, you're going to be working at home. So, you're going to have to put the 16 hours together on your own time, but that's why I've been trying to warn everybody that this is an online course, and you're going to have to work on your own and refer to videos and come to those meetings that I have on Tuesdays and Thursdays if you have questions. You can always email me and I'll meet with you at another time if we can work something out. But that's the best way to get in touch with me, is going to be just to attend those meetings. You don't have to be there the full time. You might just pop in and say, hey, I have a question, and I'll say, hey, share your screen with me, and we'll look at it, we'll figure it out, and then you can go about your business.